Hi, it's Haya here. I'm lying in bed. Haven't really been able to do much today besides lie in bed. And I'm on the first day of my menstrual cycle this month. And just thinking about how when I'm bleeding, I can feel things in a very heightened way, especially on a day where I'm not eating very much and feeling a lot of pain in my body and in my lower belly. And I can feel certain things, and I sometimes wonder if other women feel these things too. And I know that there are women out there who do. So I decided to create this little voice memo, especially because as a writer, it's hard for me to have a day where I can't write. And for me, if I'm lying in bed all day and feeling weak and tired and in pain, it's hard to actually write or even type. So, so here it is. This is what I would like to share with you. It's about the type of empathy and sensitivity that I feel when I'm on my menstruation. So it has to do with a certain feeling towards women that exists in our world. And a lot of it I notice coming from men, although I also notice some of it coming from other women, this internalized oppression that we experience. And it has to do with a sort of aggression and repression of the womb and of the sacred and of the sensitive, of feelings, of our body beings. And a lot of it is in the second chakra in the womb area, or same area in the body for men. Although I also see a lot of it coming from the brain. So a lot of our mental structures are also supporting this repression and oppression of the lovely sacred womb that is of the woman's body and of the earth. So I've noticed that when I am on my menstruation, it's excuse me, I haven't eaten much. It's hard for me to engage with men at all because I can feel something in their consciousness that, to put it simply, just doesn't get it. And that might sound like an aggressive or dismissive way of putting it, but it's something I feel. It's like I feel that there's a piece of me that they can't see. And it's not necessarily that they are to blame for that, but they do have some responsibility. They, meaning males or those who've never been in a female body. And of course, the definitions of male and female are becoming ever more vague and not black and white. And the intention of this isn't to polarize people or to make people choose a gender if they don't want to or don't feel a a connection with one gender or the other, or perhaps not the one that they were born into. But it's more to describe what it feels like to be in a woman's body and to come to take a bit of a magnifying glass towards this, because I notice it's something that people don't speak of all that much, and I feel it really strongly. So, I mean, I guess this is why, women talk about the red tent and gathering women together in circles during their moon time or at the new moon, although I always bleed on the full moon or right before the full moon. So all in our current culture, women are bleeding at all different times of the month, obviously. So there's no one time of the month where we can all gather together, but I do long for that time with other women while I'm on this moon cycle, and I long to have women just around me, just to lie down, lie around, maybe eat if we can, or just maybe to stroke each other's bellies and look each other in the eye and giggle or smile or even cry, because some of the pain we feel in our wombs at this menstruation time has to do with our grief, our feeling of the pain of the world, feeling of the tragedies and losses in our lives and in the lives of everyone, every being, every particle of life on earth. So I feel it almost as if it's like a pollution. Like I can feel that pollution in my body, like there's some tar or like gasoline pollution. There's something in my body I feel, and it feels like it's connected to pollution of the air, pollution of the waters, pollution of our thoughts, all kinds of pollution. So my real hope is to continue to magnify our focus on the womb. I really love the idea of womb centrism. And to me, if our world was more womb centric, I don't think I would have this pain. I think I would feel really honored and nourished. And I just want like the eyes to be on my womb right now, you know? And so it feels like if I were to be talking to a non-female bodied person, such as a man, they wouldn't quite understand what that means. And it's not to say that men can't understand. I think many men do understand intellectually and do get it, what that means. But I think that what I need is like to be viewed by another female, so to be mirrored and seen in a way of somebody who really actually does feel this exact same way. And of course, no one will feel the exact same way, but there is a common experience that we have, and it's a very powerful and very painful experience for many of us. And explaining it, of course, I can explain this to a man, and many, many sensitive and intelligent men will understand if I explain it to them. But it's not so much that I want to have to explain it to somebody or have somebody understand in their mind what I'm talking about. It's more that I want to be seen and reflected and known. So I can't really say what men would need to do to help us with this or to make the world more womb centric. But I think that one tip I have for all of us, every single one of us, regardless of gender, is to just look more at the womb. Just put our focus there, whether it's through our eyes to look at it, or through our hands to touch it, or to just listen to that part of our body. Right now, as I say this, I'm circling my hand in circles around my womb, and it feels really nourishing, and I feel that part of my body is very grateful to be given this opportunity to speak. So it has to do with making sure we're listening to women's voices as much as possible in all areas of life. So if there's a situation where there aren't any women represented or not enough women represented, that's really important. We need to look at that and make sure that women's voices are being part of everything, every single corner of life. Decisions of whether or not we're going to war, decisions about gun control, decisions about medicine, decisions about how our schools are operating, everything, all these areas of life that have been decided by men initially. We need to make sure we have at least, at the very, very, very least, half of the people making these decisions to be women, female bodied. And that's how we're going to start to shift all the pain in the world, by becoming more womb centric. I'm really certain of this, and I know that there are a lot of people that can argue, and there's all kinds of debates about everything. Of course, I'm sure people will have their own opinions, and that's fine, and we all are entitled to all of our thoughts and all of our feelings. And I think that's what womb centrism is. It's about bringing it a little deeper. So, it's great that we have this media now, the internet, where we can all share our thoughts, and that's lovely and wonderful, and it's helping us to bring more ideas out there. But a lot of the stuff I see is really people in their heads, becoming disembodied because there's so much going on over the wires. So my great hope is to bring more of the womb there, and I don't know if it will happen online. Some of it will, but some of it's going to happen in person. Some of it's going to happen at least by voice. So I'm going to make my intention right now to do one of these womb casts on every one of my menstrual cycles and see how that helps with my pain, and maybe I'll even do more than one. Thank you so much for listening, and whatever gender you are or identify with, I just want you to put your hand on your belly and make a few circles, warming up your womb or womb area. Even men have a womb area where they grow their creative ideas. So let's give ourselves love and continue to listen to the earth, listen to our mother, the Mother Earth, and love ourselves deeply, feeling much love.